I'm officially recording. We are live.
Anything you want to say, Mr. President? Anything at all?
Today's podcast is going to be tremendous. It's going to be tremendous. A lot of predictions.
Are they the best predictions?
I might have been shot in the ear, but I'm definitely still going to be listening to the Battle of the Bay podcast.
Oh God! Imagine if you had
Anyway.
Imagine if you had like one of those what is those like voice changers, and you did that impression. How well it would probably match. Like those things.
I could probably practice it and get it better, but
Remember, you gotta speak with more of the jutted jaw.
the guttural jaw.
The jutted jaw. The best jaws everybody's seen. I can't do it. I can't do a Trump impression. Well, that gives us intro stuff. That gives me something to use for the intro.
All right.
18. The running back. Just 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Brady to throw. Throws a deep pass downfield. Got Scotty Miller in the open. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Gresham steps away. Throwing tip. Incomplete. Rodgers spins to his left. Comes underneath, and the pass is incomplete, out of bounds. Now they say complete. First and goal for the 5. Brady. Evans. Did he catch it? Yes, sir. Touchdown.
All right, but enough about our.
Well, anyway.
Enough about our bullshit with our past lives as
enough
terrible
about us being
football
losers. All right, what's up, guys? It is Drazz and SDS here for the Battle of the Bay podcast. We're officially starting episode 2, which is going to have news, predictions, and that's about it. I mean, really, is there anything else we're doing today?
Basically, this entire thing is do
I
whatever
promise
the fuck
it's not
we
going to
want,
take
as long
2
as it's
hours
sports-related.
like the last time.
Yeah, no, 2 hours was too long for an
Long as-
inaugural episode. Way too long.
Today is our water polo power rankings. Official water polo power rankings.
What is your obsession with water polo? It is not a relevant sport in any way, shape, or form.
That's just what the haters say. You have a hater mentality.
It's not hater mentality. It's actually. Fuck. It's not hater mentality. It's actual. It's what actual people say. Who the hell heard of water polo?
Well, one thing that I will say is because we are going to be predicting the NFC. We did the NFC South and the NFC North.
We're doing both the East and the West this time.
East and West. Yes. And slight note, I can't quite remember because my picks weren't saved for some reason. So I remember the general records. I remember, I think I had the Bears at 5-12, I think, or 4-13, something like that.
It was 5-12. We both had it at 5-12.
And I had the Vikings tied with them at 5-12. I remember.
Yeah, my pick's saved.
But I don't know. I can't quite remember. The only really big pick I remember is New York. My hot take was New York was gonna win Week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings. But that's the only hot take I remember, because I made some hot takes about the Packers beating the 49ers. I did that, but I can't remember if I picked the Lions or the 49ers in that video.
Yeah,
I can't remember what last week Drazz did. I can't remember what last week Drazz did.
Don't worry, I can't remember.
My life's a fever
2 days
dream,
ago.
man. My life's a movie.
If it
I
was
can't
a
remember
movie,
if
I'm
I took
pretty
a
sure
shit
it was a
2 days ago.
15%. If it was a movie, I'm pretty sure it would be a 15% of Rotten Tomatoes.
You'd really give it that high of a rating? I'm down here with fucking Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No,
The M. Night Shyamalan
you're down.
remake.
No, you're down there with Pluto Nash. I'm sorry.
Pluto Nash. Hey, Pluto Nash in 3D was underrated, man. Changed my life.
Now
All
we
right,
got, now
well,
we got
let's-
something I can use
Let's
whenever I make
let's
next
skip to
week's
news.
intro.
We got to do some news.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
What news do you have for us?
All right. Here's some news for you. 15 minutes ago from Adam Schefter, Harrison Butker re-signed on a 4-year deal worth $25.6 million.
A kicker
A kicker
to the Chiefs
to the Chiefs.
for $25 million.
Exactly.
Huh. Well, I guess Colin Kaepernick is not coming back to the NFL anytime soon.
Oh, gee. People still talk
Did
about
you hear
it?
he said, like, supposedly he said that he's like, I will not sign a deal with any NFL team as long as Harrison Butker's in the league or something. I saw something like that on social media. I don't know if it's true.
And the Chiefs were like, good.
But everybody's like, you weren't getting signed anyway, Colin.
About to say he should have taken. It's ancient history, but he should have taken that deal with the Broncos and gone from there. They offered him a contract, but he said no because he wasn't going to be the starter. And now look what you are.
Yeah,
And now
exactly.
look, Colin. I mean,
He's already made his money. He just needs to, like, I don't know, buy a pontoon boat and go fishing.
Hey, I'd love to have my
I
retirement
don't
just
know.
fishing by the sea. I'd love to just be catching a catfish or two. Who knows? Maybe I'd catch a shark.
I don't think you can catch catfish in the ocean.
There's
I
such
think
thing
that's
as
how that works.
no. There's such thing as ocean catfish. I'm pretty sure, at least.
Let me Google this right now. This is sports related because fishing's a sport.
One eternity later.
Hardhead catfish.
Ha ha.
Huh. They're actually a species of sea catfish
Yeah.
in the Gulf of Mexico.
3rd and 4th grade me was very into marine biology shit. so for some reason, all those facts just stuck with me.
Catfish facts with SDS, the new podcast coming now.
Fishing expertise.
Today's catfish of the day. Today's catfish of the day.
Quit
Is
making
the
me
mud
laugh while I'm
cat.
trying to drink water. That's twice I almost drenched my lap. That's twice I almost drenched my computer. All right, other news.
All right, what's up? Any other news we got?
Some other news. Chris Godwin said he was doing good after his MCL and doing good 2 years removed from his big knee injury. And apparently, and I somehow didn't know this till just now. That he's going to be used more as the slot receiver we used to have whenever Jameis was with the Bucks. He used to be a slot receiver, then he moved to the outside, and now he's being moved back inside. That's fine by me.
On Packers news, I've been watching a lot of their practice, and Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs are looking really good. As long as we get Christian Watson for more than 4 games, he looks like he could actually be really good this year. I mean, he's been good when he's played, but he's been injuring his hammies about every other game practically.
I'm just glad the Bucks.
And
do
Aaron
not
Rodgers
have
is
that
apparently
problem.
still pissed off.
Yes, he's still pissed off. About to say, I saw something on NFL memes
the
the other
Jets.
day. I saw something on NFL memes the other day that was like, Rodgers. That was like a argument between Aaron Rodgers and what's his name, Garrett Wilson. About to say the captions were, you got to run this, you got to zig instead of zag. Well, maybe if you weren't out of New York, maybe if you weren't having some kind of psychedelic experience. I don't know. I'll put the meme on screen whenever I go to edit this, but something like that.
Watch him not do it. Not put the meme. He'll forget.
Nope, I don't forget
Put a
things.
editor.
I
Put
don't-
a future SDS editing this. Put a catfish on the screen right now. Bam.
You're really gonna dare future me? Hey,
Can we have?
if you
Can we have
did you not
a
learn? Did you not learn anything from-
live catfish reaction?
Did
I
you
want a
not?
third camera. I want a third cam.
Did you not learn anything from last week? Do you know how good my long-term planning is?
Long-term planning. That I want a third guest of the podcast. Live catfish reaction. It's just
You're really gonna
catfish
put that on me. That
camera
you're
on
really
the
gonna
bottom.
put that on me. The edit and put. You're really gonna put that on me. The edit and paint tool sign. Put it in the freaking. You know what? Fuck it. I'll do it.
Let's do it. Hell yeah.
All right. If there's no other news,
All right,
and a lot
so-
less controversy about Colin
Yeah,
Kaepernick.
it's been kind of Davis Mills balled out. That's pretty much the only other thing. I don't even remember who won that game. I just
The Texans did.
I
The Texans
remember
did, I think.
watching. I believe they did.
Yeah. But I'll say
Not like
a few-
preseason record matters, but
Well, I mean, it did matter for one guy, the guy who muffed the punt, and then it got rained out. He lost his job, and God said, "Nope, you're losing your job. You're not having any redemption arc anymore because of the game getting rained out." So if
was
that
it
guy,
a Bears muffed punt?
Bears
'Cause that
muffed
would be he should stay on the team. Yeah, he should. That's pretty standard for Bears players. I say that yet the Packers are like the worst at muffing punts in the league.
Just
Our
be,
special teams has been bad for years.
I know.
It was actually pretty good last year.
You're the only team I know of that allowed an offensive lineman to get almost get a touchdown off of a kickoff. God, we needed Dan Collins.
We have some of the worst clips.
We needed Dan Conley to get
Special
to the end zone
teams
for
clips.
every fat man out there. We needed him to get to the end zone, but he came up like 4 yards short.
2 years in a row. Quite literally 2 years, blue playoff years in a row. Or maybe no. Well, there was 1 year in between we missed the playoffs. But with Aaron Rodgers, we had the blocked punt for a touchdown that completely ruined our chance at victory against the 49ers because we were leading that game like 14-10, or I can't remember what it was. It was a low scoring game, and they scored a touchdown only based off of a blocked punt. And then 2 years later against the 49ers again, Carlson missed a field goal that would have tied the game or would have kept the game tied later on. And we would have at least had overtime against the 49ers, more than likely. So, yeah, special teams. Even when we're good, we're bad.
Was this
All right.
Was this 2021 or?
This last year was, I guess, was the field goal miss, and then I think it was 2021 was the 49ers Packers at home playoff game where we lost to the 49ers be pretty much basically because of the fucking blocked punt for a touchdown.
Yeah, I got my own memories from that playoff.
And we knew
season,
all year. Was that the Super Bowl year?
Nope, that was the year that Antoine Winfield Jr.
No, that was
got
the
set
pack.
up-
That was when.
That was the year when Antoine Winfield Jr. got set on an island against Cooper Kupp.
Yes, and you guys lost.
I
Predictable.
Like hold on, whenever we cut Matt Gay for Ryan Suckup our Super Bowl year, I thought to myself then, cutting Matt Gay is going to is going to bite us in the ass at some point. The very next year, he boots the game-winning field goal. And then he goes on and wins his own Super Bowl.
With your kickers' names, Matt Gay and Suckup.
Hey, at least we got a semi-normal name, Chase McLaughlin.
Hey, I'd rather have any one of those 3 kickers than Anders Carlson or whatever his name is. Dude sucked last year. I was holding my breath on every 20-yard field goal.
Yeah, I have that fear when it comes to kick returners for the Bucs.
Hey, kick returners are actually good for us. We got a good one.
Fuck, I'm out of water. All right, then.
All right. Are we ready for our division predictions?
Yes. Whoop, that's
All
not
right.
it. I guess.
Are we starting with the East or the West?
We're starting with the East.
I have my timer set. For context, I have a timer set where instead of going 2 hours for teams, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. And if we're not done with the team by then, I will be, I don't know,
We won't be speed running through it.
very angry.
We won't be speed running through it, but if we go over the timer, okay.
10 minutes per team should be enough.
More than enough.
More than enough.
God damn it, I keep opening up Pokemon
Jesus.
Mystery Dungeon stuff whenever I'm trying to open up the freaking playoff predictor. I just got I got the game a couple weeks ago.
Pokemon nerd.
Yes, I am. Do you want to see my... It's right there. Well, it's right there. You can see it right there. Full stack, plus a few binders underneath me, but...
Yeah.
Hey, so far my collection costs over $4,000 just on rare cards alone. So hey, I'm doing pretty good.
Let's see.
So are we doing
All right. So are we start with the East or the West?
We're starting with the East, and if we're doing alphabetical order based on team name, then the Commanders are up first.
All right.
And I believe you
Commanders.
I believe you had Washington winning the game against Tampa for whatever reason.
I'm
pretty sure that's what you did anyways.
I think I might have. I might have.
Yeah, and you still didn't
I
give me a solid
know I had Washington.
You still didn't give me a solid explanation about that.
Because it would be funny.
Fair enough. It wouldn't be funny for me, I can tell you that much. It'd just be another rookie quarterback.
Okay, so I think I've got
goat.
I think I've got a couple
Well, one game at a time.
I think I got a couple things here.
One game at a time.
Let's see. I think I have the majority of my NFC South or NFC North and NFC South stuff figured out. So we should be good. I remember the Commanders now. I think I had them at 2-0.
Yeah, the Commanders are
If I can remember when it comes to it.
The Commanders are 3-2 for me. So we have at least 5 games from guessed already.
All right. Well, game time. Timer starts. And so we had Washington. I had Washington beating the Bucs. You had the Bucs beating Washington.
Yes, and for good reason.
If I remember correctly.
Like, the only reason why they would win that game is because of the Bucs' curse of the rookie quarterback. Like, that is a perennial curse we have.
That might have been why I chose that.
Like, for whatever reason, that is a perennial curse.
I also
we
could have been joking. I can't remember.
Probably both.
Like I said, last week, I'd have to rewatch our entire podcast to figure out what my final rankings were certain teams.
Good, you help boost the views in the algorithm.
Not that I don't stand by my picks from last week.
You just legitimately can't remember.
I can get most of them. I legitimately can't remember.
All right.
All right.
So Giants versus Washington.
Week 2. Giants versus Washington. I gotta pick Washington. They're a more complete team.
Yeah, I'm going to agree.
even with a rookie quarterback.
Like, again, I stand by what I said last week when I said that Jaden Daniels is going to be the next greatest thing to happen in the NFL. Like, Drake May is going to be a bust. I want Caleb Williams to fail. Bo Nix was not supposed to be a first-round quarterback. And Michael Penix is going to be rotting away on the Eagles bench until he's about 30. Not the Eagles bench, the Falcons bench, rather.
The Falcons. I was going to say, wait a minute.
It took me a second after I said Eagles. I was like, wait, wrong bird team.
All right. Week 3, Bengals. I think we can both say Bengals will more than likely win this game.
Like, discounting...
Barring Joe Burrow's
discounting
finger is better.
And also discounting the fact that Joe Burrow usually has the worst 4 weeks known to man whenever the season starts up.
Even if they start 1-3, I think their one will be against Washington. I don't know what their schedule is, though.
Yeah, we'll know that next week.
Week 4.
All right, this is going to
be... First considered upset, I got the Cardinals taking out Washington.
It's not much of an upset because I
think it's going to come down to...
Kyler Murray, I'm pretty sure...
I think Kyler Murray's just better.
Kyler Murray is going to be shredding apart that... Well, he won't be shredding apart the secondary because his wide receivers are literally just Marvin Harrison Jr. and that's it. But he probably will be able to run right all over.
Did they trade away Rondale Moore?
Yeah, they traded him for... Did
they trade away Rondale?
They traded him away a while ago for fucking Desmond Ridder for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Worst
they
trade ever.
Really got nobody other than Marvin Harrison. They have Trey McBride, though. Trey McBride.
Yeah, that's true. They have a good tight end. But I think either way, Arizona would be carving up whatever the secondary Washington fields next year. Like, there's no way around it. Their secondary is awful.
Washington always has a good defensive line and always a absolute dog shit secondary. Yeah. Even if they have good secondaries out there. It's good corners or anything like that. I don't know why, but they always manage to field a good run defense or at least a decent front few guys.
Mm-hmm. And I think to my
Washington.
To my knowledge, Washington actually got what was his name? Johnny Newton, I think that was his name. It was either him or some other big guy I liked in that line.
Yeah, I haven't been doing much. I haven't been up on my Washington Commanders lore. Off-season lore.
He did. Johnny Newton did go to the Commanders. All right. That was pleasant. That was a pleasant
point
surprise.
For SDS's knowledge.
All right, so week 5. This will depend whether or not Deshaun is still somehow starting. If he starts, Washington wins.
Honestly, I think the no matter how bad the offense plays on the Brown side, they're still going to eat. I think this is a Myles Garrett I don't know.
I did kind of, as soon as I said that, I was like, oh yeah, I'm forgetting about Myles Garrett, am I?
Dude, I just that defensive line in general is really well coached, and like I said, a rookie quarterback behind that. And they've got some good offensive linemen on the Commanders, but I don't think that they will be able to protect a rookie quarterback enough to... They might be able to make it close. Tyrod McLaurin can get open pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I would say it's closer than what people think it would be, but the Browns win just based off of defense diff.
Yeah.
But I could see that swinging to Washington in an upset. Easily. All Deshaun Watson has to do is be Deshaun Watson, throw 2 interceptions and 180 passing yards. That's all it takes.
All right, week 6.
All right. Next one, I'm not even going to talk about. Not even explain why. Ravens clear.
I accidentally clicked Washington at first, but then I swapped to Baltimore. But no, if Washington
not going to do much.
Washington gets this win, it's going to be only due to the fact that Lamar couldn't figure out how to throw that game. Like, he just magically forgets how to quarterback.
Yeah, he's at least a top 15 quarterback in my opinion from throwing the ball.
Throwing the ball, he's
maybe top 20.
Throwing the ball, top 20 definitely. Everything else, you probably want him.
Everything, yeah.
It's still
all right. The next two games.
The next two games are probably going to be. It's probably going to be 1-1 next two games for him. Like,
I'm pretty sure I had them beating the Bears, or I don't remember if I had the Bears beating them. I can't remember that week. I can't remember. I don't want to be inconsistent.
I had them winning against the Commanders.
The Bears winning against the Commanders?
Oh, wait. No, I had the Commanders
I can't
winning.
remember
Sorry.
if I had the Bears. Did that mean I had the Bears winning? Because there's a few wins on the Bears schedule that I'm missing. Because I had them 5-12. I know that. I'm going to say the Bears win this game because I'm pretty sure. I
and if that
chose
turns out
a
not to be
couple
true,
of
then just simple
upsets
correction.
for the Bears. Yeah.
All right, week 9.
Well, either way, it's not super big.
Yeah, it's not big, but either
general records is fine.
Yeah. Either way, week 9.
And we didn't even talk about it, but the Commanders clear the Panthers. In week 7.
Oh, you know why I haven't noticed it? It's because they're already filled in. Like, it's because they're already filled in from what we did last
that one
week.
was. All right, Washington, New York. Another rivalry, and it's a rivalry rematch at New York's home.
Here's the thing with them. New York and Washington more often than not split. And we got to give New York at least some wins.
I'm gonna say Washington wins. Because at this point I gotta assume that McDaniels will be a lot more comfortable. Whether he's going to be a bad quarterback or a good quarterback is yet to be seen, but he'll at least be into the season at this point. And if I have them winning in week 2 against the Giants, I think they can beat them in week 9.
That's fair.
So I'm going to actually be a little bit down. I'm a little bit low on the New York Giants this year for a good reason.
Yeah. All right, week 10 versus the Steelers.
And we have 41 seconds. We got to go.
Man, 10 minutes fly by quick.
Week 10 for the Steelers.
We're not
and
about
also,
the speed
I
run.
think Eagles clear.
We got to put at least some thought, okay?
Yes, but can we at least say the Steelers clear Washington? Relatively easy. Defensive line diff.
I'll agree.
And hopefully quarterback diff with Russell Wilson. And the Eagles clear Washington as well. Offensive line diff, offense diff. I'd say those are pretty simple.
Yeah. Cowboys, here's where I want an upset to happen.
This is where I want an upset to happen.
This is where I'm having an upset happen.
But I don't think it will happen, unfortunately. Oh, you're doing that. I'd call that a hot take.
I'm taking it. They get at least one win.
I'd like that hot take to happen.
They get at least one win versus the Cowboys this year. At least one.
All right.
Versus Tennessee.
Tennessee, Washington.
These two teams are actually kind of similar as far as where they're at. The only difference is that Will Levis is 1 year removed from his rookie year.
I'm actually picking Tennessee in this one, which would be.
I'll say L'Jarius Sneed.
If I remember, I picked Tennessee.
L'Jarius Sneed is looking at me all the way across from Nashville, saying, "You better pick us."
I think I picked them to beat Green Bay as my upset for Green Bay's team. I do remember that.
That's probably what happened.
So I have them like 4-1 so far. All right, yeah. So I'm gonna choose Tennessee.
Tennessee's
I think Tennessee has a higher ceiling this year. All right, Washington Saints.
I had Washington winning this.
I think I chose the Saints in this one. I'm pretty sure I chose the Saints.
And I chose Washington, so we can just
but
move it right
I still
along.
think I just think Derek Carr's going to be too much. I hope Derek Carr has a better year. You don't wish that he has a better year, but I don't want Derek Carr's career to end with a whimper.
If it ends with a whimper, it's going to be on a team while he's ring chasing.
I mean,
Oh.
it was pretty
sneeze
bad on the
that.
Saints last year.
Eric
All right.
McCoy screaming at him.
Eagles rematch versus the Commanders.
Eagles get this.
Eagles sweep the series. I would say that's I'd say that's about right.
All right.
And Falcons Commanders.
I had the Commies winning
I'm
this
pretty
one.
sure I chose the Falcons there too.
I did have the Commanders
And
winning in this one.
I'm pretty sure I chose the Falcons. Because you hate the Falcons.
Damn
Bias.
right I do.
Bias, I say. And then I'm gonna finish out with the Cowboys sweeping the series.
And yeah, I'm gonna have.
I think the Cowboys are gonna need to win that game to get. I think the Cowboys are gonna be starting everybody in order to win, to get in.
Remember how I said last week I'm a big believer in the Commanders this year? I have them at 5
Their
and 12.
record is not. I mean, that's what I said about the Vikings and the Bears, and they were just straight up.
Clarification then. I believe in Jaden Daniels. There, good clarification.
All right.
All right, so next on the list by order of names, Cowboys. Yeah. Now,
All right.
do we
Ooh,
spite them
week
and have
one.
them
That's
go?
a good. I'm gonna watch week one.
Do we spite them and just have them go 4-13, or 4-13? Yeah.
All right. Timer for them starts now. We blew the timer by 2 or 3 minutes.
That's fine.
Our
2 or 3 minutes is
Commanders.
not going to kill
All
anybody.
right. It might be more than 2 or 3 minutes, but I don't know. Let's see. Cowboys, Browns. I think that they're going to be not as good as last year for sure.
Who,
but
the Browns
they're
or
not going to
Cowboys?
be horrible either. Cowboys.
Well, I mean, the Browns still
You
got a
can't
good
just.
chunk of their
You
defense.
can't just. I'm going to choose the Cowboys to win this one based alone on their wide receiver one and their consistency at quarterback. I do think Dak is better than
Well, I will say
Watson.
I will say I got a different view of it. The Cowboys will win, but it's going to be because of Dak being a better quarterback, not because of the weapons around him. Last year's secondary for the Browns was tremendous.
True. If I will say the Browns' key to winning that game is to lock up CeeDee Lamb, and if you do that, the Cowboys, I mean, they don't have a whole lot at number 2 at wide receiver. They've got a decent tight end, I remember.
I think number 2 for
but
them is.
They also lost their left tackle, didn't they?
Number 2 for them
They
is
did
Brandon.
to the Jets.
Yeah, the number 2 wide receiver for them is Brandon Cooks, I think.
Yeah.
The poor guy.
I'm going to choose the Cowboys, but I don't like it.
Yeah. All right, and week 2, I had them winning over the Saints.
I think I did as well. Ravens Cowboys week 3.
Ravens win this. I will hear no other arguments.
Yeah, Derrick Henry. I think
Derrick Henry.
he has to rush for 4 yards carry to win that game.
Derrick Henry versus whatever's left of that front line they had. They're going to get ran over.
Derrick Henry versus Micah Parsons is going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I did forget about Micah
But,
Parsons. But I'm talking
Micah
about that
Parsons
front
is
four as a
about-
whole.
Yeah, they lost one of their starters, the Cowboys, already. I think to a torn ACL or something like that.
Well, Leighton Vander Esch retired, but he's been a non-factor the past couple of years.
Well, not him. There's somebody new. Let me look.
You're about to say Gerald McCoy. He already retired a long time ago.
Cowboys defensive end Sam Williams. Torn ligaments, not an ACL. I don't remember if he's a starter or not.
Well, either way, that's still a big man
But yeah,
down.
defensive end Sam Williams. Yeah. So I think that Cowboys will kind of get beat up by them, and we don't have to talk about it too much other than that. And unfortunately, the next week they bounce back and beat the Giants. I can't, in my good wisdom, choose Daniel Jones over CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott.
No, I'm sorry. Like, as much as I would love to
As much as I want to.
As much as I love to see a Giants upset, it's not going to happen. I don't think they've won against the Cowboys in a little over 3 years. I think you might have to fact check me on that, but I think they've been swept by the Cowboys the past few years.
I think so. Well, I'm putting up another loss for the Cowboys. Week 5, Steelers, they come in. The offensive line is really going to miss their franchise left tackle, and the Cowboys are going to get battered on the outside, on the edge. TJ Watt and Highsmith. They're gonna eat that offensive line
and Minka
up.
Fitzpatrick. Yeah, I wonder how that's going to go.
Yeah, I think this is a defensive light show for the Steelers,
Unless Russell Wilson
and they get it
does
done
something.
relatively easy. Yeah, unless he brings his Broncos country let's ride back, but let's hope not.
All right, I had the Lions winning over the
And
Cowboys.
I already had it predeterminings. Yep, same.
All right.
I do remember that. I got my Lions picks correct. They're 14-3.
Are we really about to have them? Are you really about to
And
have
they
the
are
Cowboys be
beating
in
the-
a 4-game losing streak?
I have them 1, 2, 3. I have them losing to the Steelers, the Lions, and San Francisco now.
San Francisco, yeah.
So, sort of.
You don't
And
we don't
Atlanta
have to-
Falcons. I think I chose the Cowboys over the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah,
but
so did
I don't know if you did.
I did.
Okay, so no, 3-game losing streak.
3-game. I thought you said you had the Giants
Which puts them
winning,
at
but
6-4 for me.
they're 6-6.
No,
right
no,
now.
no. I think they have a couple more games in the NFC South.
Yeah. All right. You had the Eagles
That I
versus
didn't
the
have.
Cowboys. Eagles, I got that
Eagles.
going to them.
Yeah, I say Eagles take that. And I won't put too much thought in explaining why.
I won't put too much thought into
And then I'm
explaining
gonna
why
put-
they win
I'm
over the
gonna-
Texans.
I'm going to put the Texans over top of the Cowboys. I believe in my Texans this year. Well,
All right,
not
that's
my
interesting.
Texans,
That's
but
interesting.
in the Texans.
That's interesting because you know me.
I know you don't like
I'm
Ohio State QBs.
I am banking so hard on a major sophomore slump from C.J. Stroud. Either that or Stephon Diggs
And I'm
crying his
saying-
way out of the Texans like he did over in Buffalo.
I'm saying with that defense, the Texans have fielded
What
and improved on.
defense?
They got Daniil Hunter. They got Stingley. They got Daniil Hunter now.
That
They
same
got
defense got shredded apart.
who was their number 4
multiple times in
overall
multiple
pick?
games. Like,
Well, they added Daniil Hunter and they added didn't they add someone else? Who else did they add?
I'm sorry, but Derek Stingley Jr. is looking like a bust compared to what Sauce Gardner is doing with the Jets.
Let's see. Danico Autry, Daniil Hunter,
Besides
Miles
Daniil,
Bryant, CJ Henderson, Derek Barnett,
so far you're just been naming
and Jeff
non-factors.
Okuda.
So far you're naming non-factors besides Daniil Hunter. Yeah, that's a lot of depth, but that
I mean, they
depth's not gonna
added
do
depth.
much. Either way, I'm sticking with the Cowboys on this one.
Plus,
I need CJ
plus
Stroud
I
to
think
fail.
they're preying on his downfall, bruh.
I am preying on his downfall.
All right, now we already had the Cowboys beating Washington
No, I had Washington
for
beating.
obvious reasons.
I had Washington beating Cowboys
You
the first time around.
had the Washington. Yeah. All right. Round 2, New York Cowboys. As much as I'd like the
Cowboys
Cowboys
sweep.
to lose at home to New York, I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. Bengals Cowboys. That's an interesting one.
Well, let's see. This depends on whether or not
I got to put the.
This will be whether or not Joe Burrow's in mid-season form by now. Are him and Jamar Chase?
I would hope he's in midseason form in week 14.
Well, you know what I mean. Like,
I would certainly hope so.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Now, if he is,
I
that's
think
a
I got to
Bengals
choose
win.
the Bengals.
That's a Bengals win if he is on his game. All right, round 2 versus the Eagles. Now, did the Eagles sweep?
Oh yeah, you have the Panthers. I have Cowboys beating the Panthers.
Oh fuck!
And I think I put the Cowboys beating Tampa Bay.
Those were filled in. Why did I jump all the way? I had Cowboys beating the Carolina Panthers, and I had the Bucs beating the Cowboys because we always beat them in the regular season the past few years, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think I had Cowboys beating Panthers, and then
You had the
Cowboys beating.
Yeah, you had the Cowboys
Tampa
beating.
Bay.
Yeah, the Cowboys beating the better team.
Lies, lies, fictitious lies. All right, I have the Eagles taking a sweep on the Cowboys.
All right. I will say it is very tempting for me to give the Eagles the sweep, but I can't do it. I can't.
That's fair. That's fair. I'd say that I almost chose the Cowboys to win, but I had a narrative with that last Cowboys game that they would be trying really hard to win. I think that which I think 9-8 they're gonna. I think 9-8, which is what I'm gonna finish the Cowboys ranking is. I think that's about right.
Yeah, they're 9-8 for me.
Give or take 1 or 2 games. 9-8 or 10-7. That's their record. I think that whichever one. I would say I actually agree that the Cowboys and the Eagles. That's the biggest question I have as far as games go. And that would change it from 10-7 to 9-8.
They're definitely going to be between middling or wild card appearance. It's going to be one of those two. But right now for me, they're 9-8.
You know what time it is? It's chalky milk time. I just had a sip of chalky milk.
Congratulations.
This video is sponsored by Chalky Milk. Go to your nearest grocery store and get chocolate milk today.
Man,
Big Chocolate Milk is sponsoring this.
My roommate, hold on. One of my suite mates last year during college was obsessed with chocolate milk despite the fact he's lactose intolerant. He He was obsessed
It's
with
an
it.
obsession.
All right, how are we on time?
And that-
Did we clear?
that
Did
doesn't
we clear
seem-
10 minutes again?
We cleared 10 minutes, but I think it was better. We're getting there.
We're getting better.
there. We're
All
doing
right,
good.
so the first 4
We're getting
games
better.
for me are filled out, and they're all Eagles wins.
All right. Eagles times. Okay. Eagles.
I have Eagles.
I guess I'll say Eagles there. I think so too. And that means I have them at 8-0 right now.
They're 8-1.
Jesus Christ.
They're 8-1
All right,
for me. Now,
All right.
does the Browns defense do anything against their offense? Especially the fact that they're now down Travis Kelce. Or Jason Kelce. Damn it.
I think I got to put the Eagles on that one too. I think
Really?
the Eagles offense is going to be. They're going to have one less Pro Bowler, right? But their Pro Bowler last year was in an offensive system that was terrible. I think their offensive system can't be worse than last year, so it has to improve. And they have some seriously good playmakers on that offense, right?
Yeah, you do.
So I think that they
You do have a point.
They have to improve in some way on offense. And so the big thing for them was secondary and offensive consistency, because they just they were not dynamic at all like they were the previous season on offense.
Yeah, and
So,
think they threw their
I think they're going to get back to being
coordinators-
dynamic on offense.
I think they threw their coordinators away for Vic Fangio and I think Kellen Moore. Definitely their upgrades.
Yeah, I think that they win on offense alone against the Browns. But again, I think the Browns will play everyone tough this year, even if they finish 9-8. I think I think that every team. I like the Bears. Or what am I saying? But I like the Browns in general. I like their team, and I'd like to be able to pick them over the Eagles, but I can't.
Yeah.
All right. Giants, Eagles.
Eagles.
I cannot
easy.
have them.
Holy
Yeah,
shit! I have them
dude,
at
I cannot
10-1.
have them. They're starting. I have them at 10-0 right now.
Well, I mean, we did the.
But
ex-
there's
we
some
did the,
somewhere
we did
there's
this
a game that
we did this exact same.
It's
thing
the Panthers game.
We did.
Yeah,
we did this exact same thing with the Lions. It is not a bad thing to ride some hype.
All right, Bengals, Eagles.
I will have the Bengals win this. This is going to be a classic offensive shootout that Burrow wins.
I'm gonna actually go against you. I'm gonna say the Eagles. I'm gonna say the
Ooh.
Eagles. I'm gonna say the Eagles. I think that Joe Burrow is the better quarterback. I think their wide receiver room is just as dangerous. But I don't trust Joe Mixon as much this year in their run game.
Joe Mixon is
And I
gone.
also
He
don't
went-
trust
Joe
their
Mixon went to the
defense.
Texans.
Yeah, Joe Mixon. That was my point. Not my point, but I
You're
don't
saying
trust their run offense.
you don't trust it without Joe Mixon.
In my head I said Joe Mixon. Yes, okay. I said that absolutely terribly. And that would be a reason why I'm choosing the Texans more often. I knew I had a brain fart, massive fucking brain fart. One of my biggest points about why I like the Texans better is Joe Mixon's there, and I just completely brain farted that and just impulsively started talking about Joe Mixon on the Bengals. Massive brain fart. Okay, yes, I know that Joe Mixon has left. I just started talking about Joe Mixon and that I don't trust him as much. I don't think he's going to be as good as he's been in the past. I do think on the Texans he's going to be an upgrade from Devin Singletary. But Joe Mixon has been a top 5 running back in the league for a while. I don't think he's going to be that good this year. But that being said, back to the Bengals. Bengals now don't have Joe Mixon. And they have the same offensive line with just a few changes, if that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I look like an idiot. Anyway, Eagles win.
All right, so I have the
Like
Bengals.
this guy fucking has terrible takes.
You have the Bengals. Well, I have the Bengals. You got the Eagles.
Yeah, people are gonna think I'm an Eagles fan. I'm not.
All right,
I've been choosing the
Eagles.
Jaguars a lot, so
No, I can't.
I gotta choose against the Jaguars.
We already have the Jaguars
I
pulling
gotta
off
choose
4
against the
different
Jaguars.
upsets. I can't do it.
I have the Jaguars at 4-1 now.
They're at 4-1 for me too.
Bro, I have that whole division besides the Colts at 4-1 over there.
Yeah,
I trust that. I trust the
yeah, when
AFC
we do,
South, man.
When we do the AFC North and South next week, you're probably going to see a dramatic shift in how I have that division change. Besides maybe the Texans, but
all right. Well, I now have the Eagles at 13-0.
they're 11-2.
Fuck.
So Eagles or Rams, week
All right.
12.
Choose the fucking Eagles again, dude.
Fuck it.
The only way Matthew Stafford, the LA Rams win this is if Matthew Stafford has a throwback game.
Well, I mean, and I told you
because they don't even have
and
their.
I said last week that I think this will be the year that Matthew Stafford starts to show his age. Like, not enough to cost them.
Agreed.
Not enough to cost the Rams gains, but enough to at least point it out and say he doesn't look as good as he did.
All right. Bird game. Eagles Ravens. I finally put a loss column on the Eagles. And I put the Ravens over the Eagles.
You know what? It's at home. Derrick Henry, I love you, buddy. I got to choose it.
And we had Eagles clearing the Panthers. Pretty easy.
Yeah. Pittsburgh or the Eagles, week 15.
I'm going to go Pittsburgh.
I can't do that.
These are the types of games that Pittsburgh's wins.
It's the type of games.
These are the kind of games that Pittsburgh wins.
It's the type of games that they might win, but not this time around.
Pittsburgh, they destroy their division and they destroy contenders, and then they lose to teams they should win against.
That's just a normal Mike Tomlin MO.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I think that they go in. The Eagles are one of those teams where I'm like, I have them up there in record. But I don't know.
All right, and do they rest their starters versus the Giants, or do they just say no?
I say they don't, and they secure a first-round bye against the Lions.
I'll say that'll be patent pending for me because they're 14-3, but the 2 seed, and that's only because we don't have the NFC West figured out right now.
All right, NFC West time.
No,
or Giants time. Sorry, Giants time.
Giants time. I know we forget about them, but we gotta cover them, okay?
All right, we're just gonna start the clock. We're gonna not speed run it, but we're gonna not. If you see a loss, and you don't agree with us, then
like this is if you question for a second whether or not the Giants will probably win a game, then you go with that.
Yeah, dude, I feel bad now because I forgot that Joe Mixon went to the Texans. Well, I didn't forget because I've been the one who's talked about it the most. But today, when I'm doing a podcast, I forget.
Today, when we're recording, you forget about it.
When it matters most, I forget. Yeah, when it matters most is when I forget shit. My brain. I go to Walmart and I've known for weeks that I needed toilet paper, and I walk in and I'm like, I walk right out without toilet paper.
Brain's the Atlanta Falcons. You forget everything when it matters most.
That's the perfect euphemism right there.
All right, week 3. There's no way the Giants win against the
All right.
Browns. I'm sorry.
No. There's actually a chance that Daniel Jones doesn't make it off the field there. I'm gonna be totally honest. There's a chance that he doesn't survive that game.
Probably. All right, Seattle? No
And
way.
then we have the Cowboys winning Seattle.
Seattle wins that.
Yeah, I think Seattle absolutely dumpsters New York.
Well, I mean, there is something to be said about their
Bengals, New York.
There is something to be said about their front four, though. There is something to be said about their front four, and maybe that could do something to Geno. But I think Geno's better than their secondary, especially with DK Metcalf and Tyler
Yeah, I
Lockett.
agree. And how many punts are the Giants going to have this year? It's going to be a lot. I guarantee you they're going to be punting.
Probably going to smash their record if I had to guess.
Their number one formation is going to be punt formation.
It's either going to be that or the I.
All right. Bengals beat the Giants. Eagles, we already have beating the Giants.
All right.
You agree with Bengals beating the Giants?
Yes. And this is where I'll have some amount of hope for them. I have the winning against the Steelers because you said it. They have no.
Yeah, that's what I
said it.
I literally was about to say, and is it my first win besides the
Vikings?
Well, second win. Yeah,
you
chose the Vikings, right? I chose the Giants.
Vikings. But now they got a 3-game win streak.
I have the New York.
They win versus the Panthers. They win versus the Panthers. They win versus the Commanders, and they win against the Steelers. It's a 3-game losing streak until they come to Tampa Bay.
I have them losing. I have them. Here's their season for me. I have them starting a hopeful 1-0, then dropping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row,
straight.
upsetting the Steelers. And then losing 1, 2, 3, 4 games in a row again.
Yeah, they're.
I have them at 2-11.
I got that.
I'm
at
sorry,
3 and
man.
12.
I mean, like, I actually of the teams in that division, the Giants are one of my favorites. They beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Twice.
That alone is worth a bunch of respect. But they're going to be ass this year. I don't see a way for them to be good. If they are good, say they even get 500 this year or close to 500,
that's
I will
progress.
eat my shorts. All right. Well, spoiler alert. I think I put most of these teams.
Yeah, after the Carolina
beating them for the rest of the year.
After the Carolina Panthers, it's L. Versus the Ravens, it's going to be an L. Versus the Falcons, it's going to be an L. Versus the Colts, it's going to be an L. And then, damn it, and then the Eagles, it's going to be an L. So
I have them finishing a league worst 2-15.
They're 3 and
NFC worst.
They're 3-14 to me. The only team worse is the Panthers.
I have them 2-15. I have the Panthers actually pulling it off against them. I think the Panthers have a higher ceiling than the New York Giants this year.
Oh, Lord. Well, we got that over and done with. Now we can round out the rest of the NFC.
All right. We had 4 minutes to spare on that one. We made some time back.
That's only because we knew how bad the Giants were going to be. That's the only reason.
It's also the most agreed we've been on any team. So we have the Eagles. We have the Eagles winning the division. The Cowboys being the 7th seed for me.
Yeah.
So far.
Well,
anyway.
Yeah. Just read off your record for them right now.
Eagles 15-2, sweeping their division, 6-0 in the division. Cowboys 4-2 in their division at a 9-8 record. Commanders 4-13, 2-4 in the division, and the Giants 2-15, 0-6 in the division. not taking a single division game.
All
That
right.
is probably a hot take, but
All right.
maybe it's not.
Here's how the NFC East looks for me. Eagles top of the division, 14-3, 5-1. Number 2 seed pending the 49ers. Cowboys 9-8, 4-2 in the division, 6 seed. Washington 5-12, 2-4 in the division, and then the Giants 3-14, 1-5.
I can't. My thing is, I'm still ashamed that I forgot that the Bengals lost Joe Mixon there for a second.
Well, pray to your pray to your new god, CJ Stroud, and then you'll be fine.
Hey! I don't think they're gonna be undefeated. I don't think they're winning the Super Bowl. I don't even know if they win a playoff game this year, but I have them making the playoffs. All right.
All right. So NFC West, Cardinals are first.
Cardinals are first. This will not take long.
Actually, I think it'll take longer than both
All
of us
right.
expect.
Cardinals Bills.
All right, first game,
Week
not so
one,
much.
I think it's pretty. I think the Bills. Yeah, Bills clear. Week 2.
Okay.
I think Rams. I picked the Rams.
Here's the thing. You'll hear about this guy later on when we do the Seahawks, but my friend John, who is quite active in football stuff with my editor's channel, Joy657, you know who she is if you're constantly watch my channel, he has a philosophy. Hold on.
He has a philosophy. Hold on. He's downloading the philosophy from the internet.
Sorry about that. But no, here's the philosophy that he has. In the NFC West, everybody splits unless you're the 49ers. That is his philosophy, and I go down
True.
with that philosophy. Cardinals win it.
I'd say they do tend to this division tends to be a lot more competitive than what I even expect. So still picking the Rams though. I think they're a better team. The Cardinals have
here's
I think a better future.
Okay.
I will say that.
I will choose the Rams for now, but I still hold the thing that they will split. So I'll go down to this other Rams game and choose the Cardinals.
All right, now we'll go down to the other Rams game and choose the Rams.
Wow. Spiteful.
All right, well, we have week 3 and 4 already decided. I have the Cardinals beating the Commanders and the Lions beating the Cardinals.
Yeah, sounds about right. All right, versus the 49ers, they don't have
So I have them starting 1 and 3, and against the 49ers, they have no prayer, so make that 1 and 4.
They start off 0-6 for me.
And then I have
Wait, no, they start off 1 and 5.
and then I have
1
and 5, and then beaten. I had Green Bay beating them.
All right, but this is where
Green Bay's not going to lose to the Cardinals.
And here's the interesting character.
Hopefully,
here's the interesting territory. You got the rebuilding Chargers, great offensive line. You would hope, but they got no receivers, and the Cardinals have proven that they can steal some games with their defense. It's not often, but when it does happen, it's hilarious.
you know what? I'm going to ride with you and say the Cardinals beat the Chargers in an upset.
On Monday Night Football, too.
On Monday Night Football for everybody to see. Embarrassing the Chargers, because that's the sort of thing that happens to the Chargers. They just get embarrassed. They try to look legitimate, and then they embarrass themselves. And they look sad and depressed, and that's what everybody looks and remembers them as.
Yeah. Let's see. Against Miami, I see them getting buzzsawed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill alone clears that entire roster.
All right.
And I had the Bears beating the Cardinals as well.
So did I.
And I have the Jets beating the Cardinals as well. Relatively straight up there. Good defense alone, even if Rodgers is having a slump year, which I don't think he will.
I begrudgingly agree. All right. NFC West rule of thumb. Remember, everybody splits. Unless you're San Francisco.
I think Seahawks win at home. But I will give the Cardinals a home game win against the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah. All right.
So in these next 3 games, they split those.
All right, and again, Week 15, New England versus the Cardinals. Do we trust New England's defense, even if it's without Bill Belichick?
No. I choose Cardinals again. 2-game win streak from the Cardinals, baby. Let's go. They put 2 together.
You know what? I'm going with it. Oh, you know what the seems now. With that win, they now officially have a 4-game win streak on my end.
I don't remember if I chose Panthers or Cardinals.
I chose the Panthers. I know that much. All right. I actually want to.
Shit. I wish I knew.
I actually want to save this last game for when we do the 49ers, which is the next game we're going to do. Because patent pending, this will depend on whether or not they're 6-11 or 7-10. Because if they have the number 1 seed locked up, then there's no need for them to keep their starters in. Because they are the team to beat.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put my pick out there, though. I'm saying San Francisco because I already have the Eagles.
All right, for now,
at 15-2.
For now, I will choose the 49ers. But because
and I also have the Lions at 14-3.
Yeah, the Eagles and the Lions are
so
tied.
Regardless, I don't.
So this all depends on how well San Francisco does in relation to them.
You know what? I'm going to change my pick.
Wow.
I'm going to change the Cardinals. I'm going to change my Cardinals LA Rams pick. I've thought about it. I think the Cardinals are better than 4-11. I think they're. I can't remember if I chose them to beat the Panthers too.
You did.
But
I'm
going to
sure
have the Panthers win because I think that's what.
Well, if you didn't, then we just put it out of correction.
Yeah. Regardless, though, this week Drazz thinks that the Panthers could actually win that game because it's late in the season. I've seen crazier stuff happen, so
yeah.
We'll put the Panthers on it for now.
Yeah, I'm putting a pin on this last one. I have the 49ers in right now, but that's subject to change based on whether or not we figure out San Francisco's current trend.
Are we doing the 49ers or the Rams first?
49ers.
Getting the Rams,
40
right?
starts with a 4. Or 40 starts with an F.
Yes, very astute observation.
Yes, 49ers does start with a 4.
All right. Week 1.
Do we
Jets, San Francisco.
This will depend. Who do you like
Okay,
better? A
so
broken Aaron
I'm gonna
Rodgers
tell you exactly.
or Brock Purdy?
I'm going to tell you how this game starts. The lights come down. Aaron Rodgers runs out with an American flag. He plays 2 snaps.
bust his other
Fucking
Achilles.
dies again. Breaks both kneecaps. Do you know how much I would cry? Like you would actually have a podcast where I'm just crying as a full grown man, just
do you know how
broken. Like
much?
there's no way
Do you
this is
know
how
how
his
much
career ends.
Joy wants that to happen? She'd die laughing if that happened.
All right. Well, I do have San Francisco winning. That's going to be a tough one for
Yeah,
Rodgers to come back.
Yeah, I'm pegging it in.
So he has historically done decently during the regular season against San Francisco. I just don't know how this Jets team is going to. I think the Jets team is going to struggle out of the gate, and then Rodgers is going to run the table at some point. Or something like that.
All right, well, I had them winning against the Vikings last week.
Yep.
Versus
I'm
the
going to pick them
Rams.
over the Rams too.
Yeah, at least this first week. I'll say, but
And then the Patriots upset the San Francisco 49ers.
yeah, no, actually, no. That actually does happen, I think.
Yeah. No. Really?
Look at what happened last year. They lost the
I think
teams they should have buzzsawed. Like, and this is just going to be one of those.
I can't put them.
You can't.
Above. The one team I would say has a chance is LA. The one chance that keeps them from starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-0. I mean, like I said, anything can happen. So say the 49ers start 1-4 this season. It can happen. Like everything. This is just a prediction, right? So, if we're dead wrong, hell. There's no one that wants San Francisco to lose more than the Packers fan. It's but still, all right. I have the San Francisco 49ers going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-0, and then beating Seattle.
Yeah, they're starting.
They beat Seattle?
They're starting 6-1 for me, or 5-1 for me with that win. And
I think they're going to beat
go.
Seattle, and they're going to start undefeated.
And here's the biggest test of the thing. Week 7, Kansas City versus San Francisco. They are both coming off their bye week. San Francisco's at home.
Well, San Francisco's coming off a mini bye, not a full bye.
Right.
San Francisco is going to be at home, but I'm going to put something. I don't want this to happen, but ever since the draft, I have seen it happen in my head, and it's like this would be the worst timeline. There is a worse timeline out there that Patrick Mahomes has the best season of his career this year and uses Rashee Rice and his rookie Worthy to absolutely torch the league. There is a world where that happens.
That is a world I don't want to exist
and
in.
I know I'm throwing up in my own mouth. Yeah. I'm throwing up in my own mouth thinking about it. But I'm going to predict this. I think the Chiefs in the Super Bowl rematch, I think they absolutely blister the 49ers in this game, regardless of the Chiefs' record. I think they actually
it happened last
put a
year against
whooping
Baltimore.
on
It
the
happened
49ers.
last year against Baltimore. Like, so I can totally see it happening.
I think it's a gut check for the San Francisco 49ers because at this point, like I said, they would be undefeated and they think they're as good as they are, and then they just get wailed. Just get wailed on by the Chiefs.
All right, so they sweep. After that, I have them beating Tampa. You had them winning. You had actually Tampa winning that, and then I have them. We had them beating the.
I
Cowboys.
do remember that. Yep, and we haven't beaten the Cowboys. I had Tampa winning at home against San Fran.
And believe me, I'd love to agree
as a
with,
slight upset.
like, I'd love to agree with that, but that means I got to deal with a 13-4 Tampa team. That's not supposed to happen.
Mine was 9-8 or 8-9. I think mine was 8-9.
Yeah, so you'd make us be 7-10.
And I had them beating San Fran. Yeah, I'm still confident with that pick. I think San Fran drops one to whether or not my ratings are low. So say Buccaneers do go 10-7. I think one of their wins will be San Francisco. Say they go 8-9. I think one of their wins will be San Francisco. Regardless.
If we go 1-16, it's going to be San Francisco.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Rematch against Seattle.
Seattle has got to get them at least one time, but
Seattle's
I don't see it
coming off a
happening.
bye.
I'll say Seattle has been constantly getting spanked by the 49ers.
I say Seattle steals this one. I'm gonna be a little bit bold. And hopefully my picks get saved so I can. I guess it won't matter as much because I'll have the rest of the division already done. So I guess it won't matter if we're doing the other side. But
all right, versus Buffalo.
I'd still like to be consistent.
Yeah, you had them. I had them losing against Green Bay, and against Buffalo, I have Buffalo winning. So that does bring them to me at 12-3. They have to win out in order to get that first round bye.
I have them at 10-5 already.
Yeah, so in order for them to get their first round bye, they got to win the rest of these games. At least for my end.
They're not, in my opinion.
They're not. They're not. But I'll say I think LA steals this next game. I have them winning against the Dolphins, but by then it's going to be too little too late. They're going to be 13-4 and 5-1 in the division.
I have them beating the Lions, but I can't remember if that was the loss that I actually had the Lions on.
No, I have them beating the Lions. You're not alone.
I'm gonna have them sweep LA. Because I think the Dolphins could possibly upset San Fran. I don't know, dude. I feel like it's a trap game. God, I gotta choose San Francisco though. Like, this is tough. Fuck it. Dolphins upset San Francisco. I don't have a lot of evidence as to why. I just think, Tyreek Hill, Waddle. I think that 49ers are going to be one of the best teams in the league, but I think that they will take a step backwards a little bit.
Like still Super Bowl contenders, but
they're not like the Lions.
Super Bowl contenders, but not quite as amazing.
Yeah. Because the 49ers always turn it up in the playoffs. So I think that they, even if they go, which my record has them at 11-6, I think they still are a top 3 Super Bowl threat at 11-6. Like, and I have Green Bay. I think they win 11-6 as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have them at 11-6. I think that still the 49ers are a better football team. I think that, they're coming off of a Super Bowl loss. History proves that the team that loses the Super Bowl struggles more. Maybe not all the way, but they struggle more. The Eagles did it. The 49ers did it. Or will do it, in my opinion.
And historically speaking,
it's just a
the
trend.
Oakland Raiders were awful after they lost to the Bucs in 37. They went like I think 4-12.
I mean, look at the Falcons.
The Falcons have just
look at the Falcons losing.
The Falcons have never recovered for 28-3. They never have.
No, they quite literally have never recovered. And like I said, the Eagles last year were terrible compared to their Super Bowl season. They got embarrassed.
Terrible is an understatement.
And like I said, I don't think the 49ers are going to be that. Like, I don't think they're going to be that bad or anything, right? But 11-6 is a far cry from what they were.
Yeah, I have.
They're going to look human this year, is what I'm saying.
I still have them at 13-4, one of the better teams in the league. They're under the Eagles, and they're under the Eagles and the Lions for the best record.
One thing as well that people aren't even taking into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
They have one of the least healthy running backs in the league. He was healthy last year, and he is the best running back in the league when healthy. Keyword, when healthy. And one of his first seasons in a long time, he's been healthy for the whole season, was last year.
Well, I mean, that's
what if he gets hurt for 4 or 5 weeks?
Well, I mean, that's fair
you
enough.
Know? And what happens if have they come to a deal with Brandon Ayuk?
Not that I know of.
I don't think they have. I think that there were rumors that they might have a number that they're closing in on. But what if he holds out and demands a trade? You know? Yeah, the contract talks have still stalled. Report 17 minutes ago, Pittsburgh Steelers 49ers working on Brandon Ayuk trade.
Huh.
By Sports Illustrated. If that actually that's just a rumor, right? But there was also rumors that they would re-sign him, and they had a number that they were closing in on. But what happens if they lose Brandon Ayuk? Then I add extra losses on this roster, right? 11-6, I think, is a fair thing.
No,
let me ask you this: if Brandon Ayuk doesn't return to the 49ers this season, do you put the Buccaneers over the 49ers in that game?
Even without Brandon Ayuk, I think the 49ers still win.
That's fair.
That's it. I'm not concerned about their offense. I'm not concerned about their offense. Our defense can match them stride for stride at some points, but it's our offense versus their defense that I'm worried about constantly.
I'm just saying without Brandon Ayuk, Brock Purdy could look human.
He could.
I mean, Deebo Samuel, and like I said, what happens if Deebo Samuel? He has not been the most healthy player in the world, but he's been pretty healthy. But what happens if they lose their running back as well? It's like all of a sudden, I'm just saying. Actually, there's a path where the 49ers are just way worse than they were last year. I don't think they'll be much worse.
I'm not saying that both of our records are infeasible. I'm just saying that they're not going to be falling off as much.
Yeah. All right, we got to go. We're at an hour and 22 minutes already. Let's go.
You soapboxed for so long.
Let's see. It was a good soapbox, though.
All right.
It's a good soapbox.
Rams.
Yes,
right,
Rams. We have the first 3 weeks already.
Well, I have their first
5 weeks.
We have their
Holy
first
shit.
5 weeks worked out. All right.
Yeah.
They're currently 5-5 for me.
They are 2-7 for me.
Well,
we have two completely outlooks on.
Well, it might get a little bit worse for you.
On their season.
It might get a little bit worse for you. Week 7 versus the Raiders. I'm a believer in the Raiders this year, and I believe this will be one of the games where Matt Ryan does cost them. Not Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Stafford. Oh.
Matt Ryan will walk on the field and trip the LA Rams players. Dude, today's episode should be brain fart. That's what it should be named. It's just brain fart.
This will be a game where
Jesus, I feel so stupid today.
This will be a game where Matt Stafford shows his age. And it'll cost them this game.
I actually have LA winning this one. I have LA winning this one. I think experience wins here.
I don't know.
And the LA Rams offensive line isn't going to be as hurt as it was last year.
I'm on the Raiders train this year. I'm on their train.
I actually agree with you. I think the Raiders are going to have some Minshew magic. They're gonna show some flair.
Okay.
But I think the Rams get it done though, and I have the Rams beating the Vikings if I remember correctly.
Yeah, same. Now we have the NFC West rule of thumb rearing its ugly head again. They're playing the Seahawks.
I think the Seahawks take this
I'll
at
agree.
home.
That also means that Rams will probably win their game. They'll probably win their game later on in the season. The Rams swept the Seahawks last year, but I don't know. There was a little bit of chicanery there with what Sean McVay was doing with his players. Everybody was getting hurt on the Seattle sideline, and everybody had that look on their face.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're on about.
You know,
I have
what
no
I'm
clue.
Whatever. Everybody knows what I'm on about, right?
I honestly have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't even remember what the fuck I said. Moving on.
You said the Packers were the best team, and you want to.
I didn't say anything about
fall
the
in love with
Packers.
Jordan Love.
What? Huh? Okay.
That's all I heard. I heard that you love the Packers more than the Bucks.
All right, I gotta quit.
Anyway.
Okay. Moving on. I think they beat the Dolphins. Controversially, I think they'll beat the Dolphins.
I almost clicked it as an upset, but I have faith in Tyreek Hill this year. If Tyreek Hill gets injured this year, I think the Dolphins season will train wreck.
What will happen?
I think they live or die their offense.
What will happen first to Tyreek Hill this year? Will he get hurt or have another kid? Which happens first?
I think he's going to have 3 kids and tear both ACLs.
How can you tear both ACLs?
3 kids.
How can you tear both your ACLs? At the same time, not.
All right, well.
Anyways. All right, no way they lose versus the.
I think he'll be fine, but
yeah. No way they lose versus New England.
No way they lose against the Patriots. Agreed.
Let's
then
see.
we have the Eagles beating LA.
Eagles and Saints beat LA for me. Let's see. The Bills should win.
I think I had the Saints beating LA. Bills should win it as well.
I have them splitting. I have them winning this one against the San Francisco 49ers.
I have the 49ers winning.
All right, and versus the Jets.
Late the season, I think the Jets win this. I gotta put my faith in the Jets, and the Jets we trust.
I'll agree. Oh, dude. You know what this means? Our playoffs for the NFC are set. Oh wait, no, Seahawks. I'm an idiot.
NFC.
How do I completely forget about the Seahawks? You know what? I'm taking you up on your suggestion on naming this episode Brain Fart. I'm taking you up on that suggestion.
Dude, I had a complete brain fart talking about Joe Mixon when I actively knew, I was even thinking about it the other day that
how do we forget
thinking about Madden 25. I was
the Giants and the Seahawks
I might be able
in one video. How do we forget about both of them?
I forgot the Giants. You forgot the Seahawks. I forgot Joe Mixon moved to the Texans, even though that's one of my major offseason moves I've been talking about. And I said the Bears instead of the Browns 5 times.
We both need sleep.
Bad.
All right, Seahawks.
Well, it's fine.
John,
even my website had a brain fart.
John, if you watch this, I deeply, deeply apologize for forgetting about the Seahawks. I went to go to
If
the
it
playoffs.
makes him feel any better, they're gonna have a better record than the Rams
Yes,
and the Cardinals.
probably. But I'll say I was about to
Because I have them at 7-4.
I have them at 5-7.
Well, they already are tied with wins than the Rams and the Cardinals for me. I have the Rams at 5-12, the Cardinals at 5-12.
All right, well,
And I think I have both the Vikings and the Bears at 5-12 as well.
All
And I
right,
can't remember which other teams that they've won against.
Focus. Week 1.
Focus.
Broncos.
I shat on your focus.
Hocus pocus. I shat on your forward focus.
Seahawks clear.
I'll agree. They beat them last time, and it was with Russell Wilson. As funny as that game was. All right, I think the Patriots take the next game.
I'm riding with Seattle. I think the worst team in the league right now is the Patriots.
Hold on.
I think that they're gonna miss on their first head coach.
I know their offense is less than spectacular, but their defense is still pretty damn good for what it is.
Agreed. But I think they'll lose 3-6.
All right, Dolphins win. I'll ride on that train.
Yep.
No way.
Lions already have the Lions winning.
Yeah, Lions win, Seahawks win, 49ers win, Seahawks win. And then they lose to the Bills.
I think I got the Falcons winning against the Seahawks. I think that was one difference we had.
Yep, and then
I'm gonna say the Bills get upset by the Seahawks. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna do it.
Well,
I don't feel as good about the Bills.
You're gonna hate me for this next
the
one.
receiving cores.
You're gonna hate me for this next one. You have an upset versus the Bills. I have an upset versus the Jets.
Oh yeah, that's right. Our next one all the way.
That means, after all that, our playoffs are finally set. Go off, name them. 1 to 7.
I'm gonna choose the Jets. Let me go ahead and name yours off because I gotta get a couple. I gotta figure out a couple other things because I know the Vikings and the Bears. I can't remember who won the division for me.
Gotcha.
With
all right.
the
Well, for me, this is 1 through 7.
I think it was the Falcons. Yeah, it was the Falcons who won the division.
Blech. Trash ass take, and you know it.
All right, go ahead and name yours off.
All right. First seed, Philadelphia Eagles, 14-3 record. Number 2 seed, Detroit Lions, also 14-3 record. Third seed, San Francisco, with a 13-4 record. Fourth seed, Tampa Bay, with a 12-5 record. Fifth seed, Green Bay Packers, with a 10-7 record. Sixth seed, Cowboys, with a 9-8 record. And seventh seed, the Rams, with an 8-9 record. And if there was an 8th seed,
right.
the Seahawks would be it with 6-11.
I'm doing some speed run picks here real quick.
Just doing what you
just so I can give you a rough estimate of.
Yeah, just doing what you can remember from last week.
Yeah. So this is going to be plus or minus a few wins. It doesn't matter too much. If you want to see my predictions, if people care enough, they can go to week 1. But all right, I have Eagles winning the entire thing at 15-2 for the 1 seed. I have the Lions taking the 2 seed at 14-3. I have it would be then I think the 49ers are going to win the 3rd seed at 11-6. Yeah, and then the Packers. Well, technically, the 4 seed would be the Falcons because they're a division winner.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah, I don't really have a record for them yet, but I think that they were like 9-8, and yeah, the Falcons I remember were 9-8, and the Buccaneers were 8-9, and those were the two top players in the division. So yeah, so the Falcons were a 9-8 record, if I remember. And so then that would mean the Packers are the 5 seed at 11-6. And the Seahawks would then be the 6th seed with a 10-7 record. And to be honest, I don't know who that would mean the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys would squeak in as the 7th team at 9-8.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right.
Because right now, because I don't have the Buccaneers, it's saying me the Buccaneers would win, but I think the Buccaneers would be the first team out in my record.
Lies,
prediction.
a bunch of them. Now, here's the thing. With our NFC playoff set, we can go to the wild card of this of playoff predictor and pick playoff games.
I'm gonna have to fix my
Well, fix them.
my playoff stuff.
Fix them. I'll say we kind of got
9.
all day. It's just
I'll
gonna be a pain
just
for
do
me to
a
edit
rough.
out.
All right, but we're gonna. Buccaneers are 7-9. Falcons. Let me go through and. Let's see, where is? Yeah, they're 8-9. Okay, so they're 8-9. Now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. All right, so I got them to 9-8, and I got the Vikings to 4-13, the Bears to 4-13. We're close. I think we're close to what my actual predictions were.
You're
I have the
close.
Saints at 7-9, Falcons at 9-8, and the Buccaneers at 8-9. But regardless, I have the divisions correct. Okay.
Okay. All right then. So, wild card round. Here are my matchups.
How do we do wild card?
Top left. You got the weeks. So you just scroll all the way
Wild
down.
card. Okay, I see.
All right. First matchup I have: Packers versus Tampa. Wow. Sorry to do it to you, Drazz. We win.
Come on. Come on. I don't even have you guys in the playoffs.
Exactly.
For me, I have Packers, Falcons, Seattle
Now, I'll
versus San Fran.
I'd love to have the Packers win that one. I'd definitely have the Packers win against the Falcons.
Yeah, so I got the Packers winning, the San Francisco 49ers winning, and the Lions beating the Cowboys. And I mean absolutely thrashing the Cowboys.
All right, well, if we're just naming our matchups right out the gate,
They were
if we're just naming our matchups right out the gate, I have Cowboys versus San Fran, and I have the Rams versus the Lions. All the home teams.
All right, give me your picks. Speed run the picks.
San Fran wins, Lions win, Tampa wins. On to divisional round. Ooh. This is interesting.
Packers, Eagles. San Fran, Lions. A rematch of the Lions and San Fran.
I have San Fran, Lions, Bucks, and Eagles. Now, call me absolutely nutty, but more often than not, we spank the Eagles. I'm taking us. And I have the Lions getting revenge for what happened last year.
I'm going to say Lions beat the 49ers for revenge. And Eagles Packers is so fucking tough, dude. Because I would actually love a NFC Championship matchup of Packers.
I can see
Lions.
the Lions winning. That's the hard part. Like, I can easily see the Packers.
I can see the Packers being the Eagles. That's the type of team we beat. I'm going to choose the Eagles, though. I'm not that high on Green Bay this year. I wouldn't be surprised if we made it to the NFC Championship because we are like kings at making it to the NFC Championship, but fucking terrible at making it past the NFC Championship.
Tampa gives her regards.
But, Kevin King gives his regards. Fuck you, Kevin King. If you're out there, I hope you're happy, healthy, and having a great time with life, but fuck you. I hope you're having a great life, but fuck you anyway. Anyway, that leaves NFC Championship for me is Lions-Eagles.
Championship for me
What's
is
your
Lions,
NFC
Bucks.
Championship match? Swear to God, if you put the Bucks over,
nope, I can't do it.
over the Lions,
I can't do it. The Lions are a different breed.
We got there in different ways, but I have the 1 seed gets uncrowned. I have the Eagles at the 1 seed at 15-2, but they ain't built for the postseason, not like the Lions are. I'm sorry, I got the Lions meeting their date with destiny.
Oh my God, wow. I just realized in OBS my webcam was covering who I was choosing. God. People who watch this podcast are probably going to be either very pissed off over what we say or very pissed off over what I do in OBS.
Look, I'm just an average football fan. I just want to predict things. People are going to be like, yeah, you're stupid, but that's fine. Dude, my level of intelligence, I forgot that Joe Mixon went to the Texans after talking about it quite literally the other day, like a day or two ago, because I was talking about Madden 25 and I was like, I wonder how that's going to change. I wonder how some of these teams, like what team's going to be the meta team to use? And I was thinking about the Texans being meta because they had Joe Mixon and CJ Stroud. It's like all of a sudden there's going to be a whole bunch of Texans users.
Mm-hmm.
And my dumbass completely forgot my brain had that conversation just a couple days ago.
Well, that's
selective dementia.
Well, that is the season predictions done for the NFC. We have the Lions getting to the Super Bowl, ultimately.
Yeah. I think we did better on timetable, but
yeah,
we'll have to say.
We did better by about 12 minutes, according to what I have on OBS right now.
I think some of it, though, we
some of it will be cut out, because about, like, I think maybe 5 to 10 minutes has to be cut. So either way, we at least trimmed it down from 2 hours.
Well, if you liked what we did or you hate it, but interact with the video however you care about interacting it. If you think we're stupid, comment it. I'll try to be in the comments as well as SDS. I'm sure will be.
Of course I will.
Please
it's my fucking channel.
Tell him in the comments how biased he is towards the Buccaneers.
No. I'm not biased. I just speak the truth. There's a difference.
Everybody, I want everybody who's in the video, watching this video, Joy included, right? Jameis Winston, 30 and 30. 30 for 30.
I still want to choke him to this day.
Type that in the comment section.
I still want to choke him. Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, Jameis Winston had a great season, 30 touchdowns, but he had 30 interceptions as
Mr.
well.
President, this is the first time I disagree with you on anything, sir.
I bet Joe Biden likes Baker Mayfield.
Stop it! You're inflating the video.
I just
to
like the
buck
idea
50.
of. I just love the thought of Donald Trump being an avid Jameis Winston supporter. He's way better than what they said.
Let's
Anyway.
wrap this up,
All right.
please.
That's right. We're a little bit loopy today. I am. Anyway, like or don't like, sub or don't sub to SDS's channel. I need to go before my brain collapses on itself.
We both do. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.